Chotwani, Sip Raju, Sip Gautam, Sip Parvatiyama, Sip Sudeep, audio video Sudeep, Sip Roop, Sip Bliss, Sip Hitkariji, Sip Sagai, Sip Pankaj, Sip Samatma, Sip Sunil Chittal, Sip Kundan, Sip Glico, Sip Priyanka, Sip Atmatray, Sip Ru Mataji. I have just entered a new divine place of the SIP, and I am settling down to start administrator. A very interesting subject and a very, very important subject on the journey of enlightenment. So the question that faces you is, do you want to be a human being having a spiritual experience? Or do you want to be a spiritual being having a human experience? So do you even understand what this is, what it means, and what you want? So over to you. May I ask my dear friends, my inspired spiritual geniuses. I call you geniuses because you have reached a very high level. And I look forward to you being very special on that journey of enlightenment. So let us start. Who would like to go? Can somebody explain the topic? Girish, can you explain the topic?
We are already Ruh. We are not what we appear to be.
Okay.
We are souls, divine souls.
Correct.
And we have been given a body. So we are having human experience. We are already
Correct.
spiritual beings, not
Correct.
human beings. Only by appearance,
Correct.
we are called as human beings. So actually,
what is
we are Ruh.
excellent.
So having,
Excellent.
yeah.
Excellent. But what is the top? What's the question today?
Do you want to be a human being having spiritual experience, or
Very
you
good.
want to be a spiritual being having human experience? That is
So
the
you're
question.
clear about you're very clear about the question?
Yes.
Since you are so advanced spiritually, please give the answer.
I am already a spiritual being having a human experience.
So what
So
do you
I want to realize that.
Okay. So let me, since I have caught you, let me drill the subject through Girish. Do you want to be a human being? Do you want to be Girish, having an experience of Satchitanand? Or do you want to be in Satchitanand, living in Girish? Now I have put the question. So Ashok Maheshwari, do you want to be Ashok? Do you want to be Ashok Maheshwari, a human being, having an experience of Ananda, Nirvana, Moksha, Mukti? Or do you want to be the Atma in Ashok Maheshwari? The Atma, the spirit, the soul, who is just existing as Ashok Maheshwari? Do you want to be Hitkari? Do you want to be Hitkari, who is aspiring moksha, human being having that experience? Or do you want to be the Atma in Hitkari, who is fulfilling the responsibility of Hitkari? Now, this is a very tricky, please understand, every subject takes us 30 minutes in the clock, but it takes us 30 million years ahead in spirituality. I'm just using a terminology. It's only 30 minutes on the clock. One day's 30-minute session, but this session can take you 30, what they call light years. It can take you 30 enlightenment years ahead. So I want somebody to have the champion, like Girish I caught. Who is the champion? Sunil Chittal. Who wants to come and take up this challenging question?
May I further answer the question?
Yes. You are the first champion for today. Yes.
First, we have to strive hard to lose the individuality, then have the thrill of having individual experience, so that we are fully trusting the divine, saying that even after my death, my that fundamental essence will continue as SIP.
Yeah. But Girish, what am I trying to ask today, Girish? I'm just putting, I'm trying to get the subject highlighted, right? Once again, Girish, do you want to be a human being? I'm asking, don't get bored. Do you want to be a human being, Girish? Having experience of the Zoom call, having some flashes of Satchidanand, or do you want to be a spiritual being? Do you want to be the soul of Girish, the soul in Girish,
Yes.
who's having an experience in this world as Girish? What do you want?
The second one.
Okay, so you're clear. So I'm going to ask you, after others come on the call, I'm going to ask you why you want the second one and what you understand. So I know you will give me the answer, but be ready for it. Who wants to go next? Who's the champion? Yes, sir. Kumar Swami, who's going?
No, Sunil Chittal.
Sunil Chittal, yes, sir. Come on. Do you want to be a human being having spiritual experience or spiritual being having human experience?
I am born into ignorance as a human being, but with proper guidance, I have now realized I am in ignorance, and I have to remove this wrong perception that I am having, that I am a human being aspiring to have spiritual experience, because in reality, we are actually spiritual beings living a human experience. To this, the removal of ignorance is my purpose of this life.
So what have you decided?
I have lived through the guidance of the Guru. I was able to overcome this anomaly, and I have realized and try living in SEP as Shiva.
So you want, like Girish said, I want option 2. So I'm asking you, I know that I already know the answer, but I'm asking you, what do you want, option 1 or option 2?
I started with option 1, but now I am living option 2.
Excellent. Can you tell me why?
Why? That's because of the guidance of the Guru. That magic happened some 20 years back or 30 years back, and then somewhere down the line I realized that there is no use going after artha and kama. As a student, yes, I wanted best marks, do this, all this artha kama happened. But luckily, with my parents' guidance, I was associated with a Guru who made me realize it is just you are living the life of an ignorant man. You just realize what it is and then strive to aspire and see the truth.
Very good.
So somewhere down the line, it just we just crossed the path and realized it.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
That mumukshata set in, and then the whole process started.
So to those of you who are still wondering this question, thank you, Sunil. Thank you for your clarity. See, and let me make you understand very clearly. I was Ravi Melwani. I had an option. Do I want to be Ravi Melwani, who's having some spiritual experience? Or do I want to metamorphose into air? I want to metamorphose into air and remain in the body till such time that I'm liberated. These are two very distinct choices. And we have to make this choice. We have to make this choice. It's the most important decision of our life. And today's call can transform your life. Today's call is a big challenge. Today's call is a very big challenge. Sudeep Bhargav, for example. Yet I'm after Rekha Parwani. Rekha Parwani's hand has come up first. I think then second come Yogini, right? Yogini spoke, right? Yogini, you want to speak? So after,
yes, sir.
I heard Rekha Parwani one, then Yogini, then Ru Mataji. This is the order we will go. And
Okay.
I was just saying, I was just telling Sudeep Bhargava. So Sudeep, you can be Sudeep Bhargava, having a spiritual experience. Oh, I'm coming for Zoom call, I'm reading books, I'm having a beautiful spiritual experience. Or you can be the Atma in Sudeep, the soul in Sudeep, the spirit in Sudeep, who's having the human experience of being Sudeep Bhargava. Now, this is a very important decision that you have to make. And this decision will decide every choice of your life, every step of your life. I don't know how many of you are even understanding what I'm talking. Because if you don't understand what I'm talking, Samatma, I also want you to contemplate and give me an answer. Everybody on this call, I would actually like all of you, but I'm picking a few names whom I can trust will give answers. So others are a little shy. I don't pick everybody's name because everybody is not bold enough to speak. So let us go one by one because it's question answer. Rekha Parwan.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham.
I want to be in the option 2 because
And that is?
in option 1, I realized the pain of body, mind, and ego. And in option 2, I know I can get Satchit Anand and moksha from this body, mind, and ego.
So you want to be or you already are?
I am in the path, but yes, I need to work more. 100% I have to give.
Good answer. Thank you for the clarity. I like your honest, straightforward, clear answer. Thank you, Rekha. And you please don't end your thoughts. Continue contemplating the next few minutes because we all need to get at the end of today's call. This group should take one leap forward, one jump forward on the spiritual journey. Yogini.
Shivoham, sir.
Shivoham, Yogini.
I was Komal, experiencing the yoga of this world. But now I have realized that I am Yogini who has to be in Satchit Ananda.
So what? How is it different? When you were Komal and now when you're Yogini, how is it different?
When I was Komal, I was in pain, in anger, and many other things. But when I have changed my name and I have realized that I have to be with Satchit Ananda, it really doesn't matter to me whether the pain goes, the body is going through the pain and the anger is just the other form of ego.
So how much do you think, Yogini, you have reached that point where you are a spiritual being having this human experience? If I ask you from 0 to 100, where have you reached?
So I would say 50%.
Good answer. Again, I'm very happy to hear honest answers. And I'm also endorsing what I feel that where you are on that journey. So thank you, Ru Mataji now and next Chandrakant. Chandrakant after Ru Mataji. Yes, Ru Mataji.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Pranam. Shivoham. Holy Mataji.
Guruji, in second case, I feel we will not go back into materialistic world. We will not sink in that world. We will go ahead. We will not be drawn by the attractions of the world.
So therefore,
I am with second opinion that second one, we will be with God. We are reaching towards God.
You want to be a spiritual being. So you want to be a spiritual being having a human experience.
Yes. In that case, Sukh Dukh is same. In that case, you don't are afraid of Dukh and you are not happy with happy with Sukh. It is almost same. You are in a position to bear both the things equally.
So tell me, how many people in this world know you as Kiran Kathuria and how many people know you as Ru Mataji?
Guruji, relatives, etc. may be knowing I am Kiran Kathuria, but I know I am not Kiran Kathuria.
But is that enough? That you know that you are not Kiran Kathuria?
That is not enough. But whosoever comes in our house and listens to me, listening your program and talking to you, they come to know. But I
That's your
don't
room,
tell
Mataji.
anybody. I don't tell anybody. It
Why are you shy? Are you shy to
no,
tell
not
people? Or
shy,
you,
not shy, not
then what stops
exactly.
you from? What stops you from? I'm not shy to tell people I'm AiR.
You are very ahead in life. We are still beach mein Majdar mein.
So I'm just saying. So today it's for you to contemplate. Do I want to be Kiran Kathuria? Do I want
No,
to be Kiran? Do I want to be? I'm just giving you the two options you have. I want to be Kiran Kathuria, who's having a flavor of Ruh Mataji, or I want to be Ruh Mataji, who's trapped in Kiran Kathuria, and I want Mukti, and I want Moksha.
I want to live as Ru.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for your clear answer. Chandrakant. And then Samatma. Chandrakant. And then Pawan. Chandrakant, Samatma, Pawan. Yes, Chandrakant?
Could you hear me, Guruji?
Yes. I can hear you, Chandrakant.
Yeah. Actually, in reality, I am a Sikh and now stuck up in the human experience, which I am experiencing through body-mind complex and Panchendriyas. That's what I feel.
So what do you want to be?
I want to experience the Sikh super immortal
You want-
power. Yeah, by
You want to
removing
be, so you want to be Chandrakant, or you want to be the Atma, the Sip in Chandrakant? What do you want to be?
I would like to experience the Sikh super immortal power.
Okay. So how much have you been able to let go of Chandrakant?
Around 70%.
Okay. Do you know what is the most important aspect? Since you're a little new to me, I'm asking the question. And to help you, I want to help you. So to help
very
you,
true.
what are the aspects that you have to let go of Chandrakant to become Sip? Do you know?
Yeah, basically it's a separation from this body-mind complex in as far as possible. Because what I feel, Guruji, I have come with certain effects, experience the effect of the causes I have studied in the last birth. So now, whenever that effect come forward, I need to, ignorance मुझे निकालना है. Whatever situation arises, that's
Very
what I feel.
Very good. So let me contribute one small. You have said everything correctly. One small correction I want to make. Just a small contribution. For you to be free from Chandrakant, you spoke about Indriyas, body Indriyas. You have to be free from the body of Chandrakant. You have to be free from the Indriyas of Chandrakant.
Right.
You have to be free from the mind of Chandrakant.
Right.
And you have to be free of the ego of Chandrakant. You did not mention the word ego.
Very true. Very true, Guruji.
So I want to contribute that much to this, your present. So if you, what are the three we have got to make? See, like we are running in the sports, we are running in a high jump or multi-jump race. So we have to make 3 jumps. 1 jump is the body, 2nd jump is the mind, 3rd jump is the ego. If you complete these 3 jumps, Chandrakant, then you become Sip.
Yeah, very true.
Okay, so good. Thank you, Chandrakant. Thank you for participating.
Yeah,
Samatma and thank you, Shiva. Samatma and Pawan. Samatma.
Shivoham, sir.
Shubham,
So
Samatma.
I know I'm not this body, mind, and ego, and I'm a divine soul, and I'm living as a spiritual being. I am a spiritual being with this human features, where I was born as a human being as Samhita. But during the course of this and by
continue. What do you want to be?
During the
what do you want to be?
I am a spiritual being, with a human body.
So good. So Samatma made a very good statement. She's saying, she's saying, no, I don't want to be, I am. So when Girish said something like this, I liked Girish starting the question. Girish said, I am. Not I want to be, I am.
Really, so it is that I have realized it.
Yeah. So Samatma, so just now I spoke to Chandrakant. What is holding you back from fully being a spiritual being having a human experience?
I have got over the fact that I'm not the body, mind, ego, but ego, there is one or two relationship where I still cannot see SIP in it. Once I cross that barrier, I think my ego will be totally gone. And then I will be able to go to 100% on the path. There is something
Because
holding
the
back.
problem is this. Good. And Samatma, I hope you realize, as long as something is holding you back, that means you are still held back.
Yes.
So you have to cut those strings that are tying your wings. Because even if you have one string that is tying a wing, you can't fly.
Yes.
So we all have to be very clear. We all have to be very clear. If there is something holding us back from mukti, from moksha, Ashok Maheshwari spoke to me. Ashok Maheshwari is very keen on attaining men, mukti, enlightenment, nirvana, moksha. So Ashok Maheshwari always asks the question. Every day, Ashok Maheshwari from Bombay, he has only one question to ask me: how to attain moksha? How to attain moksha? He has crossed he's in his between, he's entering the fourth quarter of his life. So for Ashok Maheshwari, he said, I want nothing else. I want liberation from the cycle of death and rebirth, correct? But the question is, it is just a fine string. Ashok Maheshwari, it's a fine string. If that string is holding you, you can't fly. You have to break, you have to cut that string, which is tying your wing. And then you can fly. Some people don't have one string. Some people have 10 strings. Some people, they have attachments, people, possessions, lust, greed, shame, anger. They may have 10, impossible for them to reach that point. So it all depends how close are we. See, have you seen a plane take off? Have you been in a plane? How the plane takes off? Where are you? Are you still sitting in the plane? Are you putting on your seat belt? Is the plane moving? Is the plane now taking off? Is your plane taking off like this? Are you up in the sky? Have you reached above the clouds? Where are you? That is today's question. Because it's very clear. Do I want to be Bridget? Do I want to be Bridget having an experience of bliss? Or do I want to be bliss who is in the body of Bridget? There are two separate options. Do I want to be Bridget having an experience of bliss? Or do I want to be bliss who is living as Bridget? So this decision we have to take. Pawan.
Hi, Shivam to everybody.
Sure.
Audible, right? Okay. Sir, I want to share one of the experience which during the lockdown, sir, I lost my job and all, and I was really going through some hard time. Because before that also, I had some, heartbreak issues and all. But one day, sir, I still remember that date. I don't remember the date, but I remember the day. I used to, numb that feelings to playing games and, smoking with the friends and all. I used to numb that. But once I had to go to my grandmother's house where I had I didn't have computer there. I didn't have any other thing. And every morning I used to wake up, I used to feel like my mind would like slap me with all those emotions. I used to feel like shit. And then once what I did, I just started meditating. I don't know, I read somewhere some spiritual thing, like you start meditating. Morning I meditated, sir. I felt like mukti from my mind, sir. I had the glimpse of that, this thing, like all the emotions which I was going through, it just melted, sir.
Okay. So is this a question? You're trying to ask a question, or you're giving the answer to the question, or what are you doing?
No, sir, I'm trying to give the answer to the question by my experience which I had in the past.
Okay, we heard the experience about your meditation, but what is the answer?
Then I realized, sir, I had the glimpse of that like soul, sir. I tried to explain to everybody. I got so excited because I lost, there was like a mukti from my mind. Like until then, I was like prison from my mind. So I used to have all the shame. I used to think, shit, I'm not doing anything. I'm whatever age, I'm 20 years, I'm not doing anything or whatever. Or I lost the girl I love or whatever things that day when I meditated, I got everything into perspective and I felt mukti from everything, sir. That moment. And then from that moment, my perspective changed on life. I had that realization that I'm not this mind and this thing. Like a very small glimpse. And I was so excited, sir. I tried to explain everybody, but only in this call I'm able to get that feel back. Like That is remind this call is reminding me that field.
Okay, good, Pawan. But understand one thing. What you're saying, you're sharing, we all heard your experience, it's fine. But we have to move on. It is not about one experience. It is about being in that state of consciousness. Anybody can have anubhuti, one 2-minute flash. Does that 2-minute flash means that you are enlightened? Does that 2-minute flash means you are liberated? Another group of friends will come, another smoking party, another drinking party, and you're gone.
Yeah, sir. I've been caught in mind after that as well. But after I came to
Yeah, so
I'm reaching back to that state.
so please understand, it's not just, it's the, you may come to my call, but finally it's your call. Finally, it's not in my hands. I can tell you the path. I can tell you this is the path. Today we are very clear. Today we are very clear. Do you want to be a human being who wants a spiritual experience? Very easy. Hundreds of people, they follow religion. They do meditation. Pawan, I do meditation. That is not being a spiritual being. If you want to be a spiritual being, then it's a different. You have a different journey altogether. You need magic. You need mumukshutva. You need to be on a quest. You need to have GGGG. You need to overcome ignorance. You need to be in consciousness. That's why I asked you all this question. How many of you are serious about being a spiritual being? So I want the rest of this call to be for those people who are wanting to be spiritual and something is holding you back. Rajan. Yes, Rajan. Rajan, unmute, please, Rajan. Rajan, please unmute.
Sorry, Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Now, I believe that I am a human being having human experience.
Human experience.
I want to be a human being having spiritual experience.
No,
I want to
but
be
you are not a
human being
No.
having spiritual experience.
Rajan. You are right now not a human being having human experience. You are a human being having spiritual experience in this call. You are already having this.
Yes.
So do you want to remain
in this call?
Do you want to remain as Rajan for the rest of your life?
No, I want to be a spiritual being having spiritual experience.
No, you cannot.
Yes.
The spiritual being already has a spiritual experience, but he has to be the human being till mukti and moksha.
Yes.
So the question, Rajan, you have to ask is, do you want to attain mukti moksha?
Yes.
Or do you want to just come back in this samsara?
No. I want to reach that moksha level.
So that is the big question that is behind today's talk. Today's talk is asking, do you want to be Rajan? Or do you want to go beyond Rajan?
Yes, I want to go beyond that.
So what are the 3 things I told you have to give up? You remember I told 3 things you have to give up. What are the 3 things you have to give up?
3 things. I don't remember.
I told Chandrakant 3 things that you have to give up.
Yeah, Guruji. Body, mind, ego.
Body, mind, and ego.
Mind and ego. Yes.
Thank you. I think was it Bliko? I think I heard Bliko's voice, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So thank you, Rajan. So you have to, our goal is to give up Kumar Swami, give up Girish, give up Sudeep, give up Bridget. Our goal is to give up. Because as long as I say I am Ashok Chotwani, if I say I am Ashok Chotwani, I may be on the chot. I may be on the chot means on the top, but I cannot get mukti. This is a big challenge for all of us. Do we want mukti? Do we want moksha? So this is what today's call. Some more questions, anybody, before we reach the end? We are reaching the end of this call. Anybody, any more questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Pawan, you want to say any more questions, Pawan? Because we have to be brief and brisk, crisp to the point.
Just a conclusion, what I have in my mind because of my previous experience is that focus, sir. I have experience that I had realized that, but then again I lost the focus. I don't know, mind made me lose the focus or whatever, and then again I was lost in this. So again,
you're not the only one. People have lost focus 100 times, 1,000 times.
when we realize that mind is making us to lose the focus through your calls, I'm able to tame the mind and try to refocus. Like,
yeah. So that you have to reach the point where you kill the mind, you cremate the mind, you destroy the mind, and you reach a state of consciousness. You must come on my call and tell me I have reached a state of consciousness. Then I will salute you and say, now good.
okay, sir. Yeah, sir. I will achieve that soon.
Please work towards it. Chandrakant wants to say something. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Guruji.
Yeah.
I would like to understand for self-realized person like you, I mean, their effect part is always there. So in effect, I would like to understand practical experience. How, I mean, realized person can have the complete separation from this body, mind, speech and actions actually. मुझे थोड़ा सा समझना था गुरुजी ये.
Actually क्या होता है जब अपरोक्ष अनुभूति होती है, when you get that sense, that realization, that spark, that's why it's not easy. Chandrakant, it's not that you can go to Enlightenment University and do 3 years course, and when you get a degree, you get enlightenment. Is it like that?
I don't understand.
You can do 30 years. You can be in the university for 30 years or 40 years or 50 years and not get enlightenment. Because this is aparoksh anubhuti. Means it has to happen within you.
Okay.
That's why I don't know whether you heard me saying, Sach ko koi na janta, ye aparoksh anubhuti hai, iska koi sabut na, सच का एहसास होना है, प्रभु तो है हर जगह, वो हमें ना दिखते हैं, उनके बिन तो कुछ भी ना, वो है तो हम सब हैं. This is called aparoksh anubhuti, Chandrakant. So how do you reach that? So if I was blessed to have some realization, to have some spark, which I'm sharing with you, that's why I don't like to make it magical or mystical, or I don't like to make it look like for you it is impossible. No, it's a very systematic process. Chandrakant, what is the systematic process? The first process is, I am not this body. Ye sharir nahi hu main. Why you have to understand this in two simple logics. I don't know whether you have caught this point or not. The day I die, will you die? Will Chandrakant die one day or will not die?
Absolutely.
But
that
your own people will burn the body. Why they will burn the body?
Because I mean,
how can they burn you? Why they burn the body?
Because that is dead, na? I mean, there is nothing. Now,
So
I mean, there is no.
Where is Chandrakant? When you say you are dead, where is Chandrakant?
Yeah, that consciousness or that is passes to other body. I mean,
okay. So because your family is 100% sure you left the body, that's why they will burn the body.
Yes, true.
So this is the first realization. The first realization, I will leave the body, means I am not the body. This realization is very important, Chandrakant. Then you search for the mind. Where is mind? Nose I can find. Here's my nose, my eyes, my ears. Where is mind? You cannot find mind.
No.
So I am not the body. There is no mind. Then who am I? Who is this Chandrakant? This is the way. This is the way to reach that realization. And this realization will come like a spark. Boom. It will come like, when you burn Diwali cracker, you take a rocket. You take a rocket. It's like that only, nothing. The rocket is there. You put a light. Then nothing. Suddenly, boom. It's suddenly like that it has to come.
Okay.
It has to spark.
Right. And once it sparks, it will remain continuous.
That depends on you.
Okay.
If your spark is a strong spark, if you have gone beyond the body, mind, ego, you cannot come back. You will be, metamorphosis will happen. The caterpillar becomes the butterfly. But if you have not if you have not had the full anubhuti, the full transformation, again you will sink. Again, you will
Right.
come back into Maya. Again, you will come back into all the other things, and you will have to have a problem.
Right. I do understand.
So these are my own.
Right.
I'm giving you my not theory. I'm giving you my
Yeah,
personal
that
experience.
yeah, that's why I'm asking you, sir. Right, right.
So,
But
it's
sir,
see,
small
tell me.
small query. I mean, thought must be come, na? Matlab, maybe you remain in complete separation, but thought to aate hi hoge na. ये मतलब mind.
Let me explain
Yeah.
to you. Ready? I'm giving the
Yeah.
answer to you.
Yeah. Please.
When you are in control of the thought,
Okay.
then you are in consciousness. That thought is okay. But
Okay.
when the thought comes and it makes you a shaitan, it makes you a monkey. One thought, second thought, third thought, fourth thought. You say wrong things to people. You do wrong things. That thought is bad. That thought is making you sink in the samsara.
Got it. Got it.
You have to be in the state of thoughtlessness. In that state of thoughtlessness, one thought will come. But you can control that thought, because then when you can control the thought, when there's awareness of the thought, when you are witnessing that thought, that is a state of consciousness. That is
Right.
perfectly okay. The thought, there's nobody in this world. There is
Yeah.
nobody in this world who has no thought.
It's a function of mind, basically. So we can
No,
be the
there's no mind.
observer.
No. If the mind comes, then there will not be one thought. There will be 10 thoughts, 50 thoughts,
Yeah.
100 thoughts. We don't want mind. There is no mind.
Right. Right.
But thought will come.
Okay.
Thought will come. We have to be able to control the thought one by one. Thought should come like fish swimming in the ocean of consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thought should come under our control. The thought should not control me. I should control the thought. Then I am in consciousness.
Right. 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 True,
Any more
Guruji.
questions? Thank you.
Fine.
Any more questions on today's subject? Human being having spiritual experience, spiritual being having human experience. Otherwise, I will conclude. So, my dear friends, let me spend 2-3 minutes concluding today's session.
Guruji.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Shivam Guruji Kumar Swami here.
Shivam Goswami.
The first step of our enlightenment is our approach anubhuti.
Correct.
Enlightenment, I am talking about not realization, enlightenment. Approach anubhuti. So in that anubhuti only we will get some anubhuti in our awareness. We will get that anubhuti.
Correct.
So can we see the consciousness after that?
See, how can you see consciousness? You will be in consciousness.
There is a 10th door is there. That is the third eye. With the third eye, can you able to see it?
You cannot see. You will be in consciousness.
That consciousness can't you see?
You cannot see consciousness. You can be in consciousness.
Actually, Guru Nanak said, if you open your 10th door, you can able to see the consciousness.
No, he means you have to be in consciousness. You please read properly. Don't confuse what they are saying. The moment you dasmai dwar, jab dasmai dwar khul jayega, then you will be in that state of. How can you see consciousness? Kumar Swami, can you see electricity?
Not with the eyes, but not with these eyes. That is the 10th door. That is the third eye.
No. Please don't misunderstand. Don't misunderstand, because you will be completely lost if you misunderstand. Nobody can see consciousness. You can only be in consciousness. Okay? So if you want, we can have that as a discussion.
Let me, I will clear and I will come back to you.
Come back. So, my dear friends, let me conclude. We have time to conclude last 1 or 2 minutes, my dear friends. Today, to me, was a very beautiful topic. Do you want to be Sudeep Bhargava, who's having a spiritual experience? Or do you want to be a soul who is alive as Sudeep Bhargava? Do you want to be Rajan, who wants to attain Mukti? Or do you want to be a divine Atma, who is living as Rajan based on karma? Do you want to be Chandrakanta? Do you want to be Chandrakanta, who's trying to transcend the body, mind, ego? Or do you want to be the Atma in Chandrakanta, who's alive as Chandrakanta, but he knows he realizes, I am not Chandrakanta. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the ego. If you want to live as Ashok Nichani, you can live. You can be Ashok Nichani. And Ashok Nichani can have spiritual experience. But Ashok Nichani cannot get mukti and moksha. Unless Ashok Nichani realizes, Ashok Nichani must realize, I am not Ashok Nichani. I am not Ashok Nichani. I am Atma. I am in Ashok Nichani. I am as Ashok Nichani. But unless Ashok Nichani realizes this, Ashok Nichani will have to come back again and again. Not only Ashok Nichani, Ashok Chotwani. Whoever, you may be Ashok Nichani or Chotwani, it hardly matters. What matters is, are you a human being? Is Ashok Chotwani going every day to the poor ashrams and giving food to the poor because he thinks I am doing good karma? If Ashok Chotwani is going to ashram and thinking he's doing good karma, then he's a human being having spiritual experience. But if Ashok Chotwani is going to the ashram and thinking, I am nothing, oh Lord, this hand is your hands. I am not giving ashrams. I am not doing anything. You are giving to the ashram through these hands. I am nothing. You are everything. Prabhu, मैं क्या हूँ कुछ भी नहीं, सब कुछ तुम ही हो प्रभु, तुम बिन मैं क्या कुछ भी ना. Then you become a spiritual being, having a spiritual experience. I bow
Hello.
down to you, and we will see you tomorrow at 8.